Howdy, practical patriots and practical preppers. Yachate, Ros, House, Texas. Hey, folks, Johnny, Practical Nurse here. I just want to go over this real quick, folks, because another incident happened not far from where I live here in Central Texas, where I felt like if somebody just had one of these, a life could have been saved. Okay, home invasions, people, are on the rise. And while I will sit there and tell you that while I see people prepping for going to war, I tell them, you know, the chances are that your home's going to be invaded far greater than us having to go to war as civilians, okay? Just want to go with this because, people, if you notice, everything I do is kind of in segments, and these following segments I'm going to do, the information I'm going to pass on to you is basically ready your rifle, all right? I'm not going to sit there and say people were being invaded or any of this other kind of stuff, people. Some of my friends, that's what they believe, but I'm going to sit there and tell you this. From a defensive standpoint position, I want you to ready your rifles to defend your homestead, and we'll get into the definition of that in another video, okay? So hold on, folks, okay? I'm going to give you the nitty-gritty part of this. I'm going to tell you what it is I use and exactly how much and pretty much the materials I use, okay? Some of you may want to go grab a pen and paper. This is really actually very simple, people, and not very complicated, but I like to do it in detail. I will promise you, people, that when I clean, maintenance, and inspect my rifles, then I take at least 30 minutes to do it. I usually put on some real cool inspiration video up in my little man cave, and I clean my rifles, okay? But I'm going to give you the down and dirty, quick step, you know, just explain it to you how I do it, and I'll explain to you what I use, folks. For starters, people, material-wise, and some of you may chuckle, some of you may laugh, people, but trust me, if you have to think about it, my favorite rifle is the Kalashnikov rifle. Next is the AR, okay? But when Mikhail Kalashnikov invented this rifle, he wanted to make it for a peasant army that was easy to arm, easy to use, easy to clean. So it didn't have to require too many high-tech cleaning materials, okay? So here we go. Let me just show you what I use. Time to wake up, grab your coffee, okay? People, this is a clean but very old sock, right? And you could use a very clean and old pair of underwear that you don't use, but just basically nice, cottony kind of a rag, people. Doesn't matter. It could be an old dish towel or whatever, just something that you cut up and use. I will use, people, a total of 3 pipe cleaners. I will use 5 of these 2x2 patches, and I will use 7 of these shotgun patches to clean my AKs. All right. Now, people, your count may vary depending on how dirty your rifle or how clean your rifle is, but that's what I found out is on the average. What I will also use, folks, is an old beat-up toothbrush, okay? And if you're like me, I wear one of these out about every week or so, okay? Trust me, okay, people? I wear them out about every week, all right? I will use one of these little handles, folks. Y'all recognize that? Kind of a chamber cleaner for your AR, M4, M16 rifles. All right, old one that I swear I brought back from the military with me. What's left of my little wire brush here, and I'll go into all these, folks, okay? An eye to pull the patch through. If you're using an AK-47, people, 7.6 by 39, 30 caliber little wire brush here. One of those little pull cords. All right. Now let's talk about the chemicals that I use. This is my favorite right here, people, to clean the bore and to clean all the metal surfaces off with. I say hopis, okay? All right. Hoppies, hops, okay? Hopis is what I call it, okay? It's good bore cleaner, folks, for your barrel. You know, I just use it to clean all the metal parts on the inside. And I use it, people, I pour it in this little convenient little spray bottle that I think was a hand sanitizer spray bottle that I got at some little convention or something like that. For oil, people, I know you see this right here, the M Pro 7. Okay, it is one of my favorites, but guess what? I just can't find it at my local Walmart anymore. So I have gone to this, people, synthetic 10W30 motor oil. It's what I use, and it's not failed me all this time. Plus, people, want you to think about the budget of this, the price. This stuff right here, folks, cost me, I want to say, about $10 for this little bottle. This whole quart cost me about $5. All right? This whole quart, people, is going to last me a long time. All right? So here we go. Now, first of all, people, make sure that your rifle is clear. No mags in there. Check your chamber. No rounds. Disassemble your rifle, folks. Very simple. I can even do this while I'm sitting here talking to you. There it is, bolt carrier group bolt. All right. Now the other thing people want you to do. I accidentally popped my laser on there. Sorry about that. Gas tube. Take off your muzzle brake. I want to thank Don Swanson for handing me this thing. I believe he called this a fighter brake that he got off of Robski's AK Operator Union. This is a really, people, I do notice reduced recoil with this thing, okay? Shout out to Don Swanson there for that. I've used it. It's pretty awesome. $35, $37, Robski's AK Operator Union store. Go check it out, folks. It's pretty awesome. All right, now, strip it down, right? That's about as far as you got to go with that. People, it's up to you to clean whatever you want to clean first. Me, I start with a bolt carrier group. Go ahead and take the bolt out. I will take, some of y'all are going to cringe when I tell you how I do this, but it's okay, folks. I will take the Hopies, I will spritz it down. First thing I do, people, is clean the head of that thing off. And I will scrub that until I get all that junky carbon off, okay? I will scrub on the inside of there also, and just basically get everything a light scrubbing, all right? There is that. All right, I will take this right here. I want you all to watch this, okay? Again, your chamber bore brush from an AR, M4, M16, all right? Spritz it down. I want y'all to see this. That fits really well, and you will clean that up nice, okay? You'll clean that up nicely. All right, after I do that, people, take a shotgun patch, clean all that junk off. Just get it off there, okay? And keep doing it until you come back with a reasonably clean patch. Set that off to the side. Next thing I will do, people, is I will work on that bolt. All right? Go ahead, people. Again, this time I will use a soft brush, a little bit of Hopis, scrub it off really well. All right? Once that's good and scrubbed off, now we're going to come to the really interesting part. People like ask me about this. Do you have to have this? No, people, you really don't. I like it because it's a good cleaner and a good applicator, okay? Let me show you this. I will take a little bit of my oil over here, kind of dab it on there. If there's a nook or a cranny in this thing, I'm going to put a light coat of oil on there, all right? There goes my shotgun patch, but that's okay, people. I can still do this out of it. Right where you see that firing pin is, people, I will take the clean end, all right? I will clean that out and see if I get any gunk out. Notice how nice and clean that is? That's because I just got through cleaning it, okay? All right, again, clean it out. See if there's any debris in there. Nice and clean, folks, nice and clean. Make sure that firing pin moves really freely in there, okay? Because while you're cleaning it, people, observe it, maintenance it, okay? Inspect it, the whole 9 yards. All right, once I clean out the top of this thing, and trust me, look at that. That is clean, people. I've had some rifles come here that were just, ugh. All right, how in the world did you ever, ugh. Watch how I do that. Twist that around, people, because I'm going to get those part right there clean also. And just basically pull it through. Take this. I'm going to reuse this one, people, but keep in mind I use about 3 of them. And I'm going to pull that through, people, and I'm going to get all that carbon off of there. I had somebody one time tell me that carbon was a lubricant. Okay? Okay? All the carbon I've ever dealt with from Russian powder, people, has been awful sticky, okay? So I just want it off of there. I will also take this, folks. Like I said, remember I told you I kind of bend it over like that and have a drop of oil? I will put a drop of oil right in here. Okay, flip it over, right in there. All right? Take it, I will twist it again. Oil, get it in there. All right? Get it in there. Take a little, oh, by the way, people, this is grease. This is just a smidge of grease, and that's all I'm going to use. Now, why grease? And why not grease? Folks, let me tell you something. I have learned living in a hot environment that when you use this kind of, that red packing grease you get from Walmart, that if you use too much of it, when that rifle gets hot, guess what? That stuff goes everywhere, all right? It kind of burns it thin, for want of a better term, and it just is what it is, folks. So I will take just a little smidge, folks, and dab it right there, kind of around the neck of my bolt. If I have any left, right here, kind of right on top, okay? Now I'll reassemble that bolt, put it back, all right? And I got my little thing here. my little sock here. Folks, if you get some really tough stuff on there, and what that one patch does, go ahead and use your sock, people. Get it off there. Spray it down with little Hopies, okay? Clean it off. Put that back up in there. All right, that's the top. Gas tube, all right? That patch that flew away, folks, spray it down with little Hopies. Put it on this right here. Get in there and clean that gas tube out. Clean it out. Scrub it out, people, okay? Keep running a clean shotgun patch in there, people. You get a clean patch back, all right? Put that in there. Sock that has a little bit of that Hopes on there. Clean out your receiver cover, all right? Just clean it out. Get that junk out. Get that carbon and junk out of there. Set that off to the side. All right? Now for the rest of the rifle. A little more complicated, people, but not difficult. This is what I do, folks. Attach your wire brush on there. Spritz it down with some Hopis. And pull it through about 3 or 4 times, people, okay? Pull it through. And guess what? That knocks a lot of that junk that's off of there. After you've done that, attach, people, your eye to pull your patches through. I put, people, for my 7.62 people, I put 2 patches, fold them into a triangle like that, put 2 of them right through that eye, and I will send them through. People, do not forget your gas tube, okay? I have had people bring me brand new AKs and tell me they don't cycle properly. Well, I'm going to try it. Normally I would have to try this with a straight one, but I'm going to show you this. I will spray it down with my Hopis. Are you chuckling about how I pronounce that? Okay, people, right through the gas tube. I'm going to try to hold this up so y'all can see it. Until that thing, until that pipe cleaner passes through. All right, pull it through, spritz it down again, and pass it through, folks, until you know for a fact that thing's clean. Then I will take a patch, people, toothbrush, spritz it down with your Hopis, stick it in there, people, and run that toothbrush around that gas, around that port, okay? Run it around there, all right? Run it around there till this comes back clean. All right? Okay, folks, again, toothbrush. Spritz it down really well. Wrap it with a shotgun patch, folks. And I get right up in here, folks, and I mean, I scrub this thing. Again, that Russian powder, I have never had a single Russian round fail me. But man, that powder is dirty, isn't it? Clean that out, people. Again, you grab a patch, put it on your finger, kind of go around there, and guess what? Alakazam. Okay, clean. I will also, people, take that pipe cleaner. Some of y'all may need to slow this down, huh? I will twist it, folks, like this. Alright, folks, all these little, let me move that hammer just a little bit. All these little areas in here, folks, right in here, I hope you can see this. I will get down in there with that twisted pipe cleaner. I will get, if there's any like metal flakes, powder, residue, gunk, I mean droil, you all know what that is, right? Dirt and oil. Any of that residue. Make sure, people, also that your springs are exactly where they need to be for your hammer and your trigger. Have a look at that, okay? Make sure all that's looking good. Okay, once you've cleaned and, you know, kind of grab a pad, people, and just kind of wipe all the excess off, okay? Once I've done that, I will take another pipe cleaner. I will bend it just like that. More dab of oil, people, and I will run it on the rails, okay? I will run it on the rails. Matter of fact, since I've been messing with this, let me go ahead and do that again. Again, people, that's what it is. And I have never had an AK fail me since I've been, never. Okay? And just run it across the rails, folks. Zip. And it kind of gives you a nice light coat there. Run on the rails. Top, bottom. Top, bottom. Okay? Just a dab on the hammer there. really, folks, that's really about it. Reassemble your rifle. Romanian Wasser. Okay. Can't hit nothing with it, can't shoot anything, blah, blah, blah. I hope they're watching this video right now. Alright, a little bit of oil in there. And I have a special way I do this, folks, because I see people struggling with this thing. Use my thumb a lot, push her forward, okay? Take my spring, put it in there. Let me show you this, folks, and I hope you can see this really well. I'm going to try to explain this while I do this. I have had so many people tell me there's so many different ways to put this thing back on. Well, putting it on top of their foot and blah, 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 blah. Let me show you this, folks. Very simple. Learn this from a Russian guy. All right, get it on top of that lip, folks. Put your hand on top. Take your thumb, put it on the left side of that hole, and just pop and just snap. Okay. Want to see it again? All right. I've seen very popular YouTube people tell me to, what? You know, look, watch this, folks. Just put it on top of that lip ridge. Put your hand on top, okay? Put your thumb on the left side of that hole and snap. How hard is that? Okay, folks, I hope you found this useful. If you need me to go into any further detail, questions, comments, leave them below. Please, people, tell me that, okay? The most important thing, people, I want you to do is get your rifle ready. Again, people, I can't stress how heartbroken I am about an incident that happened near here, where if a person just had this ready, you know, I will just sit there and say this, folks. I think one day there will be a reckoning for criminals and home invaders. Being a religious person, I will say there's a special place in hell for people like that. But in the meantime, while we're living on earth, you will have to meet karma. All right? I'm Johnny the Practical Nurse. Questions, comments, leave below. Until I see y'all again, out here.